For more debates, updates, and bonus content, sign up at thebigconversation.show. Do you think people kind of have to start out with a religious inclination to see fine-tuning as potentially evidence for God? Or, I mean, you co-authored this book with your atheist colleague, Geraint Lewis. I'm just wondering, you know, when we come to these questions, whether the worldview we bring with us inevitably informs the way we're going to interpret the evidence. And, you know, you did come to this question as a Christian. And so is it natural then to say, well, of course, you're going to say, you know, there's a potential divine explanation for this, whereas an atheist like Geraint and indeed Sabina is going to say, no, I don't think we need to go in that direction.
Well, I love, there's a story told by Alistair McGrath, who said he'd given a presentation which involved just discussing the basics of fine tuning as I presented them before, and someone in the audience talked to him afterwards and said, it's one of my favorite quotes about fine tuning actually, "I'm not religious, but something weird is going on here." I think, you know, Hoyle's point that, you know, he was an atheist and yet this sort of took him aback a bit does say that there is something there. Now, maybe after all said and done, you know, that initial reaction you then analyze, and when Sabina does that, she doesn't see the numbers she needs, so no further. I think you can get I've got a paper in a philosophical journal called A Reasonable Little Question, if you want to see my attempts to put some numbers on it. Maybe it's not convincing. But I do think, you know, you try not to just... Confirmation bias is really hard to avoid. It's really hard not to just read all the books that you agree with already and just have a wonderful time agreeing with all these people who already agree with you. And so I think fine-tuning, you know, it does fit into my worldview nicely. I think it doesn't fit into naturalism, but that's as nicely, but that's a point of contention. But I think, I mean, just the important thing for me that I keep trying to do is to read not only people who are atheists or who don't believe in God or agnostics who criticize fine-tuning, but the ones who then point out the stuff about our universe which doesn't look so nice and wonderful and lovely, like evil and suffering and all that sort of stuff. So I think, I mean, fine-tuning, whatever it is, it's only one piece of the puzzle. It might be a very small piece as we try to think through these big issues. So for me, it's been, you know, I had a policy last year that for every three audiobooks, one of them I had to disagree with from the start that I read through. And I've been trying to do, it was a very challenging year, but I think that's what you've got to try and do.